people in Namibia understand what the role of the opposition parties are. Firstly, it's obviously to hold the president accountable. So I think especially during the State of Nation address, it's important that we as opposition party account or hold the president accountable on what he has done in his previous terms or in his previous years. So apart from the respect issue and what, I don't think it has to do with respect. It has to do with accountability. It has to do with answering to the struggles of our people. We were voted for our people to account to them. So we need to ask the president the relevant questions so that we are able to answer to our people. So it's not about our members of parliament are there to disrespect the president or to disrupt the parliament session, but we are there to stand for the truth and we are there to account to our people. What do you guys think?
No, you address, please.
Just shortly. Gramsci says that the ideas of the hegemony in epoch are the ideas that are normalized out there, not paraphrasing what he says basically. So in essence, I have to blame it on the opposition that has been in parliament before.
Right.
These guys have been passive. These guys were not as active and they were not holding the ruling party as accountable as they're supposed to. And thus, when they see it, I mean, the atmosphere, the political atmosphere of Namibia has changed. And we have to thank God for LPM for that, because we, not only did we introduce radical politics, but then we just rebirthed and revived the political sphere in the country. And so what people need to understand is that in this current ignorance and arrogant state of SWAPO, you cannot come with passive politics and expect a change to be there. It has been passive for the past 30 years, and it cannot continue like this, because 30 years is enough for the people out there to see and realize that these guys are clearly incompetent. And so we need to portray that, we need to show them, we need to, and because the deception has, I mean, our people have been galvanized in this deception. We need to, it's going to take time, but we need to take them out of it. And doing it passively, it is not going to be as effective as just putting it out there all the time, engaging in robust debates. Getting the minds of the SWAPO political elite to start thinking, because they have not been thinking, and this is why we're in this crisis. Yes. Shadi, what do you say?
Joyce, I totally agree. But one of the things that we also noticed during the SONA is that there's a lot of disrespect and arrogance stemming from especially the SWAPO party. We need to stop the disrespect. We need to stop that. We need to start understanding the importance of being accountable to the people out there. We need to tell the people the truth. Where are we currently? What is happening in our country? We can just not paint this picture that everything is rosy. We cannot just paint this picture, the narrative that everything is okay. It's not okay. Hence, the opposition is there to criticize, to tell them this is wrong. We do not accept this. We cannot accept this, because the masses out there are asking for the answers and the relevant answers. So I totally agree that we need to stop this narrative, this passive way of doing things, having done things for 30 years. Change is the only thing that is inevitable. Change is the only thing that keeps us going. Change is the only thing that's constant. Therefore, it's very important that we engage, we ask the relevant questions, we demand answers. And I really hate what happened in the SONA is that there's a lot of ego, there's a lot of belittling, there's a lot of, don't do this, don't tell me that, forgetting that we are accountable to the people. Answer the questions, take accountability, and where you have failed, apologize. That is what we're supposed to be doing. That is the narrative that we're supposed to start. Because if we do not do this, we're going to go down the same route. So therefore, opposition parties, LPM is here to criticize. We're here to ask the relevant questions. We're here to get the answers. If not, we're going to push.
And we are here to advise. We're also here to advise the current government on how to actually do things in a proper manner. I mean, if we need to compare to our neighboring countries, South Africa, or even to the East countries, they had to be very radical for things to be done.
Yes.
The EFF had to to be accountable. The President Zuma had to be accountable to the EFF.
Yes.
He could not be accountable. He was removed.
Yes.
The Arab Spring
Yes.
was started by the youth.
Yes.
Because they felt like they felt left out, and we also feel left out.
Yes.
And also there was a lot of job opportunities. People were denied access to sell on the street. So a guy, what did he do? He actually took a light and then he started. He light himself up.
Yeah.
So
The
that
suicide.
way, exactly. So because of that action, the government actually began to listen to the people. So I think it's high time when we are radical in our approach, and I mean it's because we are a center-left movement, and we are there for our people. But I think it's just not about the respect, but it's actually being accountable to the head of state, being accountable to the government of today. So it's not our fault that the previous opposition party has been so passive. They're not being accountable. They haven't actually agitate or aggravate relevant questions to the person. But we are there to keep account to our people. So we were not so I think it's very important that we just don't stay on the respect issue. Yes, we do respect our elders,
And respect is
earned.
not demanded.
Speaking up on that note, Dominga, what hurts most really is how the youth in Namibia are left out, and thus they do not understand the power they possess to be able to change the things. I mean, when you look at the former liberation movement, the SWAPO party today, when they began the struggle, the revolution struggle, when they began, they were youth.
Yes.
They were in their youthful days when they were doing this thing. So they were radical, and they were imprisoned. Some were killed, and this was consequent to their aggression and how the aggressive approach that they had towards the apartheid regime. Now, I just want to send a word of encouragement to the youth there. Guys, we are the ones that are going to be here tomorrow. We need to be engaged. Our debt to GDP is now at 60%, 60 or 70%. 60. That means that in every $100 that every Namibian owes, guys, you owe 60% to whoever that we owe out there. In layman language. And if we do not rise up to take ownership, we are going to end up with those people will not be here 30 years from now to be accountable. They will not be here, but we will, and our children will. And if we don't stand up and take ownership on some of these things, if we just there chilling at chilling spots, I mean, enjoy yourselves, you are youth, even the Bible says so. But if you don't take ownership and get serious at time, especially with politics, guys, it's gonna be a mess 30 years from now. So we've got to rise up.
I think we get excited as youth for unimportant things. People got excited because alcohol is free. People are excited because they want to be out in the streets and to party. Your country is in debt. Your country is dying. Your country is in poverty. People are hungry. You need to stand up for your country. You need to stand up for your children. You need to stand up for the generations that are coming. It's important that we really stand up. And Joyce, you couldn't have said it any better. Dominga, you couldn't have said it any better. It's important that we stand, we are held accountable, we criticize, and we hold the relevant people accountable. Thank you.